Anu, Ashe. Ptah, Ashe. Apollo, Ashe. Da, Ashe. Zaka, Ashe. Shango, Ashe. Makali, Ashe.
Works. Right. One nigga put a root on your ass down there. Yeah. I know. I know. I got family members. My grandfather died off some roots. Yeah. One of my grandmother's sister died off some roots. But the point is this is the year 2000. So therefore they got to go down and they got to do something to direct attention away from the most amount of black people in the country in the state of South Carolina. South Carolina has the most amount of black people in any place in the country. They got towns in South Carolina where they outnumber the doggone whites 10 to 1. But the whites always running. They make sure that. You see what I'm saying? Whole counties where it's majority black. Because they have one of the greatest slave ports down there in Charleston and different things like that. Fort Sumter, the Civil War jumped off down there. So based on the Civil War, based on this roots thing, they got to divert their attention away and they come with that old bull flag and all these stupid run it down to a doggone flag and say, please don't let us know that you don't like us. And took down the flag and they didn't even know. And they thought they did. Let's let it cave for a minute. Let's let it go. Let them boycott. That way we made like we caving in. It's all set up. They laugh at us. We were world-class people still marching. Let them, okay, let's see here. All right. Give it another month. We ain't gonna cave and all. Let them cut in a few conferences. Let them like a damn cracker need your conferences and need your dollar bills. Print money. Right. They don't even live off money. Right. We're the idiots that think that this is this way. By wealth and power. That's a fucking joke. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, okay then. Now, maybe like you caving. Put the flag behind the State House. Meanwhile, they doing all that. They diverting some people's attention from some major shit they was doing down there for 2000. And nobody never know because that's how it is. We are animals. And what they do with an animal is just like anything else. You herd them the way the hell you want them to go. Right. Because we have stopped using our minds. Or brain atrophy. So the key here is all of this particular stuff that's going on, there got to be a group of people that don't even pay no attention to that. Drug down the street to hell. I'm not going to march for no nigga getting drugged down the street. You figure we done had, what, 10,000 black men that died in the last 10 years. Well, that's 10,000 they count. Hell, they took, what, 11,000 alone out of LA riots, got rid of them. Disappeared. You know what I'm saying? And yet we're going to march for somebody that's going to the electric chair. They killed a whole bunch of people and just so happened he got sent to jail for the ones he didn't kill. Right. But that's a fucking issue. Come off the jail. And even if he was innocent, there's something that you don't beg your enemy to redeem you or to free you. Otherwise that wouldn't be an enemy. There has to be an enemy. That's what the movie said on the movie Thunderheart. He said some of us have to die. This was he said this was a 300-year-old resistance. And we can't break the goddamn resistance by saying, oh, please, master, lighten up on me. That's a prisoner of war. So if I get up in there and don't have no marches for me, black political prisoners. Somebody said, you know, we got Brother Bobby, he was out there speaking, and now they got him on death row, and we gonna do, I said, look, I'm gonna come outside the prison and say, look, damn all y'all. Let me die. Right. And let the man kill me, because that's the most honorable thing you can do. Right. Until you learn how to kill his ass, because we don't ever go on offense. But the key is we have to die. Right. But never ever beg your enemy to spare your life. Then he has one up on you, then he can say, now I can appear to be humane, which he's never is. You see what I'm saying? So all this stuff is a diversionary thing that's going on. The Mississippi shit is going on. You know, all this stuff, and it's going to have more and more and stuff, but then again, on the other hand, we don't analyze nothing, so therefore, how would you know? And he understands this. I got a book here called Melanin People, How to Eat Them and How to Drain Their Energy. I got it in here. Hold on 1 minute. Melanin People, How to Eat Them and How to Drain Their Energy. Melanin people, how to eat them and devour their energy. A white Luciferian group reveal their secrets.
Are you selling those?
Yeah, I'm selling these. for ones I got. So I'm saying they do all types of things because we're nothing but subjects of the government.
Right.
And the more educated you get, the more better subject you are, the more vulnerable you are. Because you think that you got something, and you think that you've made it, so therefore they can really stick their dick up your behind. Excuse the expression, but you know what time it is.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what it is. The more vulnerable we are. What's that?
Yeah, let's go on pour a libation and get this real.
Oh, okay.
Take it up to another level.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got you some water over here.
Oh, okay. And as I'm talking, we'll be going through some things. Like I said, so this is the way that they do things. Everything that's going on that you think, never look at the news as anything better. All of it is manufactured. And you shouldn't plot your course based on what the man give you on TV. Now, I have to say this because it's coming. Now, I'm sitting on the steps back in 95 down in Atlanta at his brother Juju's house. A helicopter come and shoot this Negro 14 times. Don't even make the news. Yet they got a person being shot 45 times, and they got riots and marches and all that kind of stuff. They shot it 14 times. You know they kill niggas every day.
Right.
And it don't even make the news. Now down there, this black man jumps in front of the train. He must have jumped right at the right speed. He must have jumped. His speed was enough speed, and the train speed was enough speed, because it wasn't nothing but just guts and blood. Splatter like tomato. Didn't even make the news. Now this is in the main train station, centrally located in the middle of Atlanta, blood everywhere. But you best believe they had that shit quartered off, herding them people out. People go, what's going on? You can't see nothing. You see what I'm saying? But the original people, I said, I know this don't make the news. I see the blood. Didn't even make the news. So obviously what makes the news, they got shit been going on in the 1930s, 1940s. You don't even know you've been on this planet. So is this the planet I live on? I didn't know nothing about this. And all of a sudden you think something making the news? Because you think they got the reporter. And I kept telling you, and one thing I did learn based on my I'm getting my libation list, man. Based on my my ex-girlfriend, she worked at the main paper. And she said she'd have a meeting every morning. If it ain't playing the paper, if the government or whatever say this ain't going, you better not put nothing in that paper. And stuff. So it's all foolishness. And I said my ex-girlfriend, I have just newly become a bachelor. I don't want to say most eligible bachelor. I am the brokest man in the Western Hemisphere. It's serious business. I ain't got nothing but some damn sex and some buffalo wings. I can't afford no damn buffalo wings. So if you talking about some unappealing shit, you say, I want a man with money, I don't fit the damn category. You see what I'm saying? If my mama was in town, I'd move back in with her. You see what I'm saying? The judge said, you gonna feed them kids? I said, hell, I'm hungry my damn self. Just luckily I don't have any children. But the key what I'm trying to make is I have to put this on the thing and all because it's, you have to clear up things before the news get out. And before I put this, I want to say one thing that's very important.
You on your time.
I want to clear this up.
You're on your time.
But what happened was my ex was 11 years younger than I was. I met her at 20. And so I met her at 20 and I was 30, 31 or whatever. And basically, the last 7 years, we had a relationship where we didn't even argue. She's advanced psychic. She's into all this stuff. All this stuff I know, she knows this stuff. Very conscious, advanced psychic, and she turned 27 on May 13th, but about a month before that, she's like, she said, I went from the house, went to school, and I've been with you the whole time. Shoot, I want to get out and just chill on my own. And the spirit was like, to me, it used, oh, you're so messy. And I loved this woman. I was like, I think you better do that. Right. Because I was thinking like this, if I denied her that, then I know all the hell was going to break loose. Right. It's one thing, you don't have no argument. That's some scary shit. You and your girl don't have no argument. Right. But I said, wait a minute now. See, we got to think on a higher level. We can't think on the surface level. I said, well, wait a minute. I said, I partied from age 14 to damn 30. Right. You know what I'm saying? I said I couldn't even imagine being with somebody in those incubation years or whatever. And some people say, well, I did. I said, but it might be another whole generation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We talking about the doggone rap generation, Pepsi generation, like my man said, the damn chaos generation, Generation X, and the whole thing, apocalypse culture. So basically, I said personally, I think that you need to get out of here too, because I personally,
Right.
It's a damn adjustment, but on my part, I'm like, yeah, you right. Plus, I'm like, because I said if you don't let her go, because it might just be that thing in her head that, damn, what if I just went out here, what if I said, well, no, you better go see.
Right.
You see, so other than that, I immediately became a bachelor the last 2 months and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I got wealth, I got a whole lot of knowledge.
Right.
But money-wise, this lecture thing is not paid off. But then I didn't get into it for that.
Right.
That's the saving grace of it.
Right.
It was a labor of love in the first place, and I would have it no other way. Another thing is also too, what's going on also is I was in LA and I mentioned that about my girl going. Boy, it was on then. It was on then. Shoot. So they gunning. They gunning and all. Extra smiles and stuff. One sister, she stayed. She said, I'm going to figure out an angle to get this number. And she figured out a way to get the number based on some spiritual consultation. And she booked up. I said, oh, okay. But anyway,
I should
this is
have
another.
my libation list.
Oh, yeah, you should have. Anyway, what happened was, I can say some stuff off my head, so it doesn't matter. I got a real good one also, too. A voodoo one we're going to do also. I got it in a book. In this book called that New Orleans Voodoo Tarot Deck, which is an excellent book. Also, too. They got some stuff going on here with Operation Dirty Tricks. I did a lecture down in Atlanta on the 18th of June. And they had 5 helicopters flying around the doggone building. Now, I'm like, it was called the Voodoo Chaos. What was the one what's the one tomorrow is called?
Voodoo Melanin War.
Voodoo Melanin Wars. This was called the Voodoo Chaos Wars or something. Anyway, they must have was scared as hell because they had 5 helicopters flying around the doggone building. But I noticed something at the beginning of the year. It's like Get Bobby Hemmitt. And so it's this new thing, Operation Dirty Tricks. Now, Operation Dirty Tricks was started with also Malcolm X. But then again, they can't get me for the simple fact that I'm already hooked up.
Right.
They mess around and shoot. I'll explain what I'm talking about. I got it in a book here also, too. You just got to know the power you have. Certain people they can't kill. And this is all scientific also, too. But I'm just noticing the Operation Dirty Tricks because the government ain't trying to do nothing. It's just that they got the Negroes out here trying to doggone play a hate, as they say, and disturb things. So this is what's going on here. Operation Dirty Tricks is what they did with Malcolm X, whereas they intercepted his letters and come in there, tell a lie, and make the people mad, and so they spread these rumors. Right. So we had this big conference down in Atlanta, a whole lot of stuff, a few things went down, a few comments went down. We call it Brother Conscious Roster, but nothing really actually happened because I was here the next week. Nothing actually happened for the simple fact that it didn't get a chance to go off because I came with the voodoo energy. And I had the vevés and all the and I had the rum, which is good. See, it's spiritual. I had to talk because I forgot that rum and I'd have been in trouble. We're gonna give out some rituals for the sisters that need love rituals because that's one thing also too. The black woman's love life has to be fulfilled. She emits a certain amount of power when she's in love. That's your thing. You operate good when you're in love. It's just that prison when your ass is in love. Don't let nobody fool you. We know what time it is. But therefore, but then again, we are subjects, and that's our thing. We are subjects to the mama. What I want to do is what's that?
I just want to dedicate this particular lecture to my sister that made her transition in March.
Okay, what's her name?
Gwendolyn Sims.
Gwendolyn
Sims.
Gwendolyn Sims. That's good. The dedication. Falasha Day. That's
Saladin named her Falasha Day.
Falasha Day. Gwendolyn Sims. Falasha Day made the transition. And so we want to dedicate the lecture to her. That's always good. Anybody ever have some shout out on somebody passed on? We we dedicate the lecture to them. Anybody famous or anybody, you know, not just anybody famous and all, no cornbread eating nigga, but somebody, you know, like that. I need somebody to run upstairs and get my, hey man, run up there and get that other bag, you know, because I get the other bag. But anyway, we're going to give out a good love ritual for the sisters that need some stuff. And the reason why I say this is because the Spirit came and said, now look, we're losing the men, the black men, to the white women in record numbers. Yeah. So the only thing we talking about doing is just and giving them an attitude adjustment to come back to the system. And so therefore you have to go and do your magic. That's what the magic was for. The magic was not necessarily bending someone's will. It was giving a nigga an attitude adjustment when they went insane. Right. You know, so we need so for what's called it and all, you know, so there's about two you're gonna have to do. We'll give you one that's a real nice one, and then we're gonna give you one that's a very powerful one if the nigga wanna act funny. You know, also too. But the Spirit came and said there's over 10 million black women without mates. Now, by being raised in a family with all women and all, I look at that and I say, you know, that's some hard. You think about it now, because you are socialized in a society for love and romance, and then you know, so therefore when you don't get that, that has got to be a traumatic thing. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now my ex-girlfriend, she had a guy, and it was interesting. I'm flowing, but it's good.
Amen.
I had a guy who was interesting. Now my ex-girlfriend, real cute, not the one that just left. But but the one prior to her, real cute woman, and brilliant based on her mind and all. She's an expert on the goddess and all this knowledge. Both of them now, all the ones I'm with now, they hooked up on this knowledge tip. And she was an expert, and we were actually learning together. And so now the guy likes her. Now she's real cute and all, but the thing is that has nothing to do with the way she looks. This guy is used to going with these tall models. Just another type of prototype. And so, but the thing about it is he's in his 40s, and he likes her because he likes her mind. Right. See, it's fun. See, he likes her mind, but he has this image of this woman burning in him, and based on the whole ego thing, that's the woman he thinks he wants to be with. But when he ends up being with these women, he said, "You are an idiot." Okay. You see what I'm saying? Because he likes the one that he's with. Right. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I was like, look, you have to get that nigga that attitude adjustment. Right. I told her what to do. And sure enough, homeboy is real content. You see, so it's not a matter of that now, it's a form of insanity. And it's a form of programming on the TV set. Right. You see what I'm saying? And I said this program before when I left college. I was in college from 1980 to 88. All the 80s. I was about to get my somebody said, God damn, you gonna get your pension up in here, man. You know. After I left, I said, I've been here so long, I said, you know, I don't even know how to live out in the outside world at all. I said, shoot, man. I said, at all? And so I said, this is adjustment period. So I flew home. I was going to do the shoe thing. I was going, and so the guy called me to come to New York to pick my shoes off the wall because I was doing the shoe designing thing at the time. So the Jew boy called me up and all and said, I'm going to give you your check. So I had a lot of time to burn, so I went home for about a month. And I watched a lot of cable. Now I was in black college, and from 1980 to 1988, I ain't saw nothing but a black woman. And to the point where as you can program your mind to the white woman looks alien. Mm-hmm. Because all the suits, you know, the white woman looks alien, because that's all I was around. So it's a programming mechanism. So I went home for about a doggone month and was watching that cable, because I didn't have nothing to do. I said, well, damn, it's a month before, I got to go to New York, and they kicked me out of my house and school. Nigga, you got to go. But anyway, so I'm watching all this cable, and all of a sudden I could see an attractiveness in the white woman, just psychologically, and I had to stop myself. And the reason why I could notice, otherwise we've not been programmed saying, well, all women are beautiful or whatever. But because I had gone 8 years in a college environment with all sisters, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know, when we talking about all sisters, goddamn, that's paradise. And then so I could actually register when it hit. I said, wait a minute, this is some shit going on up in here. And that's how they're programming people based on this whole standard of beauty. And they got the man insane.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Insane based on this doggone foolishness. You see, so it's a whole lot of stuff going on program-wise. And so we got to curve that back. Curve that back around. So therefore, we got some rituals from the University of Chicago coming out of ancient Kemet. We'll get into that type of thing. We'll get into that type of thing, as well as some stuff I'm going to also give out. You see, also give out. Got one for male pattern baldness too. Coming from the Yoruba thing, but because we had all kind of science for that. You see what I'm saying? So we had all kind of science for that type of stuff. Alchemy and stuff like that. So we got one there, and it's real simple. You know, candle and some coconut milk and some stuff like that. We'll show you what to do. And also we now, since the 2000, we actually going for the warfare and stuff. We're giving out all kind of magic stuff that we got to use and stuff like that also too. What's that?
Could you tell me about the baldness and the center of the head of the female sometimes?
Well, you know, it could be several things. It could be psychological.
It could be psychological.
It could be psychological. It could be psychological. It could be geographical, or it could be also based on, like Blair said, man, you're being bombarded with tons and tons of rays and stuff, that electric disease. As a matter of fact, this book here, based on melanin, this particular book here is based on melanin. It could be a series of things. I don't want to be unfair and say, you know, but the point about it is, this book called Melanin, Your Own the Body's, your melanin is called melatonin. I talked about it the last time. Your Own the Body's new wonder drug or something. Yeah, melatonin, your body's natural wonder drug. Your body's natural wonder drug, melatonin, by Richard Russell J. Reeder, PhD, and Joe Robinson. And in this particular book, they got a section in here on all this top doggone stuff that affects melanin. Now, you know your hair is all hooked up with the melanin thing. And all, you see what I'm saying? And they got the type of electrical appliances that affect melanin. And it's down to everything in the house. Everything in the society. You see what I'm saying? Everything in the society. So it could be several things. But don't worry about that, because we got magic for that shit. The problem here is the white boy has convinced you that your stuff don't work. Now this is very key, because what happens is this. He has had our stuff since the Moors, 700 years. He's had some stuff on the resurgence of this type of magical material. He's had all this stuff since at least 140 years. And they got all these magical papyruses and texts and stuff, and they say, damn, these people were geniuses. And this is advanced science. Now we know it's science. But what we're going to do is this. We're going to make the public think that all that is some mumbo jumbo, and voodoo, crazy, witch doctor stuff.
Right.
Meanwhile, this stuff works, but we don't have the mathematical equation of the chemical equation for it. So what they'll do is they'll hang on to something for 100 years until they somewhat try to break down the equivalence in what they call their physical science based on what was taught to them also. But what you think is white. So until they have to learn how to explain it white, they'll tell you that your shit don't exist and it's all crazy and stupid. And then they'll all of a sudden come out with it and you go, oh man, that damn white man is hell. You don't know, he's been studying this thing. It took him down there 100 years to break down the codes, but he had to shit 100 years ago say, do this, do that.
Right.
But no, he's got to break it down in his little thing based on his doggone little educational arena. So when he comes out with it, you think that he is God.
Right.
When you God.
Right.
You see, so this is the way things go. So there is something for everything. Now it's interesting, because the Spirit gave me this last week. Gave me this same thing last week. And it said, well, when you go to Detroit, say this. And then I'll say it and all, and you ask me this question, we got the doggone cure. We got a cure for everything. We got a doggone cure for everything. We got, as a matter of fact, this particular papyrus here has a cure. This one here cures everything, even delivers a person from death. Providing that person want to come back. Because I had the Jews, when I went up in the funeral home in 94, my Kundalini energy was so high. When I went up in there, I said, I'm bringing this brother back. And my girl, you know, she's psychic. He came and talked to her. I said, let me talk to you, because this is the brother came and said, I just got killed outside a damn crack house. Why in the but I want to come back down here?
Right.
When I'm chilling,
All right.
where the hell I am, where everything I wanted down here, I got just based on thought.
Right.
Manifested. Why in the world would I want to come back down here and end up back out in some damn crack house? With half a brain now, because now the body ain't even working no more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So my point is but they got memory spells, they got all types of things. And this is the type of stuff, spells for dreams, spells, there's 2 or 3 love spells up in here also too. But I'm going to give you one that's I'm going to give you one to go along with this one. Or you don't even need it. Real good stuff, it works too. But we'll give you that one also too. We'll give you that one also too. We need to get back into the magic in the practicing stage right now. And I'll promise you, whatever you want, I might not have an answer, but all I got to do is just think it up. I'm telling you now, the power done got to a point that I can think of a damn lie. I can think of a lie, and an hour later, the shit come true.
Yeah.
But then Dr. Delbert Blair said that there's no such thing as that. If it wasn't real in the universe, your mind couldn't perceive it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying we got the power to do it now, because this is what time it is. You see what I'm saying? Anything we want, long as while we still lingering here, which is very short, but we need to do those type of things. So let's go into a libation thing right quick. And what I'm gonna do is let me just I get one thing, and I'll just go off the top of my head. But y'all all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's always good. Let me see if I got some of these some big heads. I haven't even got my shirt up in here. That's my underwear.
That's all right.
Y'all probably watched many of them, so yeah, I got some of these babies and all. For the people that's here, and I'm gonna pass these down. I'm gonna put one here, and this is the baby for the leg bar. Now, a leg bar is the God of the crossroads. Any issue you want to come through, you just call on the leg bar or issue and get you some Myers rum. You said Myers rum. And Myers rum or Appleton rum, anyone from Jamaica, they kind of like that. Because we put that Bacardi down and it'll sit there for a whole month. It won't even drink it. Put the Myers down, it's going in 3 days. You see, Myers rum. And now this is also good if you're driving in a car and you don't have no insurance. I got a homegirl in Los Angeles. She spit this thing 4 ways. She was on the road and the cop stopped her. She gave him an insurance policy from 1970. Man said, move right along. So you got to do the energy on this type. Now, this is magic. This is our spiritual aspect. Now, to break this thing down so you don't think this is all hocus pocus, let's break this thing down scientifically, because you ain't dealing with some quackpot out here. Let's break this thing down scientifically. All this stuff used to have mathematical and scientific meanings thousands of years ago. Just so happened that the culture might have deteriorated, and the priests or the scientists that was dealing with it at that time went underground and died out, but they still have the elaborate rituals on top of the ground. So although the actual scientific methods might be lost, it don't necessarily mean that it was no more scientific than you sitting up there with some doctor plugging you up the behind that don't know shit.
Okay.
Remember, all black people come as guinea pigs to the doctors because they don't know stuff, and they especially don't know stuff when it comes to you, because melanin changes. That's why they can never know your physiological state. Even if they map your shit out 10 years ago, melanin always is in a state of flux to go to the next level. Transmutation. So therefore, even when it comes to that, they might not know your shit 10 years later. So the stuff they learned on you in the 70s, it's changed. We you know niggas has changed. Hell, you know 5. I don't know who the hell you are no more. You a damn fool. Right. Right, laying in the bed with you. Nigga done changed them. What the hell going on? He said, you don't know this, I don't even know who the hell you are. You see what I'm saying? But then again, that's what time the universe is in nature and everything is changing. So they don't know nothing but doggone guinea pig factual. You see what I'm saying? And whenever you come to them, thinking you don't get help and all, they're saying, yeah, we need help. We need you to tell us about help. You see what I'm saying? So we do that too. So I have the big beds. This is a minute, and you can pass these out. This is the leg bar.
You want them back?
Huh? No, I'm gonna pass them out and give them to them.
Excuse me, I have another question. Why do some black folks tend to get white splashes?
You know what? That's based on diet. Come to find out. That's based on diet. That whole white thing based on, because I had a friend, Nathan had, you know that white patches and stuff. It's not the whole, what they call that disease on.
That's not leprosy. It's like a bird in a
It's not leprosy. It's not leprosy. Vitiligo. Vitiligo. There's a smaller part. You don't get the main middle, but you get every now and then. Some of that is based on diet. Because I had a friend, he blue black, and he had one right here back in 94, 95. And his diet changed and it went away.
Really?
Yeah. So that's got something to do with diet.
I thought it was hereditary. Well, then we go back to that other thing.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, go right back to that other
yeah, right, exactly.
So we're not going there.
Yeah, exactly. That's another, you know what happened? That's the, somebody, well, let me see, how many, they had 2 of them?
Yeah.
You just pass those. Yeah, and you can pass, well, some of those and get past this side. This is Zuli, the goddess of love. And so you're going to need that one for the love ritual. So y'all motherfuckers who got somebody, don't take one of these.
Right.
Save it for the sisters who don't.
Right.
You got one, if you ain't got nobody, save it for the sisters who don't. So if you got somebody, you know what I'm saying? Just pass it on to a sister, raise your hand if you ain't got nobody. If you got somebody, then if you don't have nobody, take one of them with that heart on it. And the ones who got somebody now, you just have to wait the next go around till that nigga keep to the curb. So this, what we're going to do is right now, I'm going to go into the invocation of the leg bar, and then we'll go into this thing. And tomorrow we'll go deeper into this voodoo and chaos wars. Now remember now, no greeting now. If you ain't got nobody, then take one. And we'll go into some of that. You got somebody, you have to wait the next go around. But now, if you still have the babies for the leg bar, you can pass those out to everybody. You pass those out to everybody. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to go into that stuff also too. So stick around. I'm going to go into that stuff also too. And don't do. And I had to tell him what you call it now. When I give you the love ritual, don't do the damn shit on me now. I have to preface that now. Because I had to tell him in California now, I'm going to give you the love ritual, but don't do it on me because you know I'm single now. You see what I'm saying? Your ass will be down in Atlanta working hard. Working, take care of me. I'll be sitting on the stump like them niggas out there be sitting up there. Why? They say, I'm going to go get her. What's a go get her? Every day my wife go to work and every day at 3 o'clock I go and get her ass. That's my occupation. So don't do the damn ritual on me now. You know what I'm saying? Don't do the ritual on me. You see, when I give you the love ritual and all, like I say, homeboy is seriously broke. You see what I'm saying? Now you know some stupid stuff. Now I paid the water, I paid the lights, and I paid and I got tripped up and I didn't pay. I think you know how you get the bill and you thinking that when they told me you get about 60 days, and I'm thinking I got a week, and I messed around and looked at the bill, read the bill wrong, and it didn't have a date on it, but it had right up at the top. Last notice, and somehow I didn't read the top of the bill. So they cut the gas off. What the hell, it's the summer. Fuck, I care. Right. So they cut the gas off last week. I'm like, well, and I had $300 in my pocket. And I'm like, man, but I said, it's summer. And I said, well, dang, the hot water off though, too. And I said, let me improvise here then. And for the dishes, I can put a pot on the stove, boil the water, throw it up in there, wash the dishes and all, and whatever other thing I can do that. And I said, well, you know how it is with a cold shower, it's freezing until you get up in there, you know, in like 5 minutes. So the last, and so, but I was flying out to go to New Jersey, and I said, well, damn, I don't want to pay the bill today. They tell me 48 hours. I said, well, if I fly out, some say, no, you better wait till you back home. Because if you pay the bill and they come and cut the gas on that hot water heater, that gas is going in there. It might explode something. I said, I'm like, well, whatever. So the last week, but I've been gone, so I left out of town the day after they cut it off. I came back yesterday, so I had to go jump in the damn shower for a minute and get that, you know, in about 5 minutes. But we improvise and stuff like that. So my point is this here. Get used to a whole lot of that kind of shit if you're going to try to hook up and do the love ritual on me. That boy is broke. That boy is broke. So you won't have nothing to say. Well, it'll be love. But you know how the love thing go. That's good for about a month. I'll give it a month. 20 days or whatever, like they say, 30 days. You see what I'm saying? I give it a month. Then when the bills start piling up, then you kiss my behind. You're right, you know. So it's like, so we're going to go to the invocation of Ishu. Ishu is the god Tahuti in Hemmitt. He's the god Tahuti in Egypt. He's the god Elijah. There's a form of that in Christianity. Enoch. Anyone that comes before Christ. John the Baptist would be a part of that in Christianity. Empress in Islam. Merlin in the Grail mythology. We're going to get into all that today when we go to the more science. And I'm trying to think. His name is Ishu. So you say Ishu or Legba. Now this is the one that you've been doing, the ones with the 4 pennies.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You put the 4 pennies on each corner on a Monday. And ask for the money, and the money comes about 7 days later.
Right.
Find this out too. Put the 4 pennies the next Monday. Put the 4 pennies face down.
Okay.
And then get you some of this wrong and blow 4 ways.
Okay.
Get some good money. So we got that one. And blow 4 ways and stuff like that too.
I know it works.
It works.
I know.
That
I already did the other one.
Yeah, that works. I mean, that works. Also, we had the brown bottle ritual. We talk about the brown bottle ritual, how to keep somebody off your behind. That worked, didn't it? My mama be putting it on their ass. She got a closet full of brown bottles. She be putting it on them. But the key here, I'll go into that in a few minutes. The key here is, check this out. My ex-girlfriend, the one that's not prior to the one that just dumped me, but the one before that, she said, well, why don't you, she made a good observation. She said, wait a minute. Why don't you use the brown bottles? You used to keep the knickers off you. Why don't you use it for bill collectors?
Right. Oh, yeah. Right.
Good observation. Bill collectors and just people just hassling me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we got that. We black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we know what time it is with that. We're going to do the invocation of Ishu at this particular time. Ibaku, Ibuku, Marambu, Ishu, Ibuku, Marambu, Ibuku, Ibuku, Marambu. Ami, Kanki, Ibuku, Ami, Aku, Marambu, Iku, Kala, Abaku, Marambulu, Omoli, Ku, Ibuku, Marambu, Omoli, Ku. Now, if you ever get a hold of this invocation and it don't sound this way, you know it in actuality.